WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Fallout continues after the racial remarks made by the president of the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors, Harry Sanders. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. District 2 Supervisor Trip Harston says Sanders said he will not resign. As for the board, Harston says their hands are tied. Supervisors can vote to remove Sanders as the president, but cannot vote to remove him from the board. Sanders would have to resign or be recalled by the people in his district. Harston today is calling for a special called meeting to vote to remove Sanders as the board president and to move the statute, but not all board members are on board with a special called meeting.
What purpose does it serve? So you've got a bigot from the head of the table to the side of the table, but he's still in the room, and it doesn't serve any purpose.
Now's the time. People are looking at us from all over the United States. They're looking at us from countywide, especially from my district, and are asking, what are you doing? What are you doing to do something about this? So we need to meet.
And says he changed his mind on moving the statue after talking with people in his district. Now he says that he understands why Supervisors Leroy Brooks and Jeff Smith don't want to meet. Supervisor John Holloman agreed to call for a special called meeting. Well, state leaders are now responding to District 1 Supervisor Harry Sanders' comments. Governor Tate Reeves says despite disagreeing with Sanders' comment, he won't call for him to resign.
He does not speak for me. He does not speak for the Republican Party. I thought his comments were wrong. I thought they were dead wrong. And so he definitely doesn't speak to me. I'm not going to get into who ought to resign and who ought to stay. That's between him and his constituents.
In his press conference, Reeves says he does not believe taking down Confederate monuments will change anything. Instead, Reeves says he would prefer to look towards a future where all Mississippians could work together. He may lose his job as president, but Harry Sanders has said that he will not resign from the County Board of Supervisors. Now, according to state law, voters do have the option of a recall vote if they lose confidence in an elected official. A petition must be signed by qualified voters and sent to the governor requesting a county elected official be stripped or recalled from office. Law requires 51% of the voters in that district to sign the petition. For example, there are 8,791 registered voters in District 1 of Lowndes County. In District 1, at least 4,484 valid signatures are required to send the request to the governor. State law is also specific when it comes to the length of the statement, no more than 200 words, and it must include grounds for removal. If a petition receives the needed signatures, it would then go before the governor for consideration.
Old symbols of the Confederacy are being removed across the nation. The mascot for Caledonia athletic teams is the Confederates, or Feds for short. Now, some people who live there would like to see things change. WCBI's Bobby Martinez joins us live in the studio with the story.
Joey, the parent I spoke to wants to remain anonymous for now, but tells me a lot of people have reached out to him online in support of the change.
The Confederate imagery, I want it gone.
Currently, the Caledonia Confederates is a mascot name that is offensive to some families who send their children to school in Caledonia. A Facebook group called Everything Caledonia has been the home to a heated discussion.
We are getting some support from the people that are locals, but we're getting a lot of pushback. A lot of people that are trying to tell us that, we don't know what we're talking about, we're not from here, our opinions really shouldn't matter the same way the rest of everybody else's opinions matter.
And on the agenda at Thursday's Lowndes County School Board meeting, board members reviewed concerns and opinions on the Confederate mascot. School Board Superintendent Sam Allison says it is important to gather as much information before making a final decision.
Well, I think as a district and in talking with our board members from Caledonia, we felt the best next steps would be to gather information. And that's not to say that the people that haven't spoken are right or wrong. It's to say that we just want to have all the information before a decision is made.
While residents of Caledonia wait for a final decision, this parent wants to make one thing clear.
We're not trying to divide anybody. Like that's kind of what's being pushed out, people that's looking at our group from the outside looking in. We want everything to be inclusive.
Allison also says the school board will continue to hear from residents moving forward.
State college leaders vote to approve the relocation of a Confederate monument on the Ole Miss campus. Trustees of the Institutions of Higher Learning Board made the move this morning. The statue is currently at the front of the circle on University Avenue and has been there since 1906. It will be moved to the university cemetery. Various campus groups voted to ask to have the monument moved, and it was requested by the chancellor. The measure was tabled in January and approved today. It was not released when the statue will be moved. Our Stephanie Poole will have reaction from campus on WCBI News at 9 on CW and WCBI News at 10. Whether it's insensitive comments made by an elected official or a debate on whether to remove Confederate statues and the Confederate emblem from the state flag, controversial topics are continuing to emerge in the Magnolia State. These hot topics can concern business leaders looking to come into the state. Our Quentin Smith joins us live in the studio with more on the impact these issues can have on economic development.
Yeah, Joey, for some companies, the Confederate emblem on the state flag is a turnoff, and it played a factor in them not bringing their business here to Mississippi. This is an issue that the state has been dealing with for years now, and many believe it'll continue to be an issue until the state adopts a new flag. Dirt moving and construction crews hard at work. These are sights and sounds cities love to see, and it usually means a new business is coming to town. But there's one image that could potentially affect those businesses from moving in.
If you care and say you're pro-business in Mississippi, I don't see how you can support the present flag.
Jeffrey Rupp served as mayor of Columbus in the early 2000s, and he says even back then the state flag was a concern for businesses looking to locate in the Magnolia State.
I know when I was mayor and we were competing with other states for industry, they would subscribe to our newspapers. They'd go online and see what the TV station was reporting, right? This stuff has an impact.
Rupp believes the Confederate emblem impacts the state's ability to attract new businesses and help with economic growth.
I don't think that the flag itself is enough of a reason to keep someone from coming here, but economic development is such a competitive landscape, and Mississippi has so many disadvantages as far as small population, rural, not a lot of resources. Why we'd want to give ourselves any additional disadvantage is beyond me.
Now Rupp works in the College of Business at Mississippi State. He works with entrepreneurs who want to start up new businesses. He says one of their goals is to get business owners to stay in the state, but he also understands how much of a challenge that's now going to be moving forward.
The flag doesn't make it any easier. Two of our latest $1 million startups are minority-owned companies. How do you tell them, oh, the flag's okay? It matters.
That's why Rupp believes adopting a new flag could help the state become more attractive economically, and it would also cast out what many are calling a negative shadow.
The fact that we are talking about it today tells you it's not going to go away.
Now, this week, two of the state's top economic development agencies called for a new flag due to the impact it'll have on economic development. Joey?
An organizer of a recent Unity March says he's hopeful the event will lead to continued dialogue and a blueprint for constructive change. Jeffrey Dilworth helped organize the Unity March last Saturday in Amory's Frisco Park. Dilworth said it's good to hear from people with different views on race-related issues, but he says further action is necessary.
We're going to have this difficult conversation, and it's going to make some people uncomfortable. But it has to happen. We have to address it. We can't dance around it. We got to address it head on. And I believe that having events that bring us together will help us understand one another.
Dilworth says there will be future events to help foster meaningful dialogue and change.
Few isolated showers out there right now. One on the south side of Macon right here, right along Highway 45. Pretty localized, but if you are underneath one of these right now, a little bit of rain. We've had some additional showers over here in Winston County. Let's zoom on into the northeast side of Louisville. We have some rain out here. Let's check out our Louisville Skycam and see what we have going on. Just a little bit of light rain
looking back to the northeast, it's really falling apart. There was a bit of a rain shaft there earlier. So for tonight, we are looking at these isolated showers going away. It will be a mild night, overnight lows into the 60s. Tomorrow, guess what? It is the first day of, or the last day of spring. Saturday, the first day of summer. But tomorrow, the last full day of spring, around 90 degrees, a little bit warmer. Your full forecast, Joey, in just a few minutes.
A portion of a busy East Columbus road will close for bridge repairs. Crews will begin repairing the bridge on Lindbergh Road near the intersection of Highway 50 on Monday. It will take approximately 2 weeks to complete the work. Detour signs will be in place, sending northbound drivers down West Lindbergh Road. It's believed debris from floodwaters caused most of the deterioration. Engineers found the damage, which needs to be repaired immediately.
A few weeks ago, City of Columbus was made aware by the State Aid Engineer's Office that the bridge on Lindbergh had one piling that had some deterioration on it, and the whole bent was really in decay to some degree to the point that it needs to be repaired. So the city went into action immediately and obtained 2 quotes to get that repaired. It's the same type of repair we had to do on this bridge in 2016.
The work is expected to be complete on July 6th. A Monroe County city is seeing strong economic activity in spite of COVID-19 related shutdowns. Work is underway on several new businesses in the Amory area, and the most recent sales tax revenues are stronger than last year during the same time. The director of Amory Main Street says the city is thriving because shop local is more than just a catchy phrase.
I have inquiries weekly about people that are interested in coming downtown and coming to Amory, and we have just a lot of good things going. We have, a really nice coffee shop. Now we're about to have a couple of new restaurants, and we have several really good boutiques and shopping places downtown, and Amory's just becoming a place where people do want to eat, shop, and play.
The Amory Railroad Festival was canceled over COVID-19 concerns, but Cruisin' Amory is set for July 25th. That event draws thousands of people to the city. An area university announces plans for students to return to campus, and they'll get a chance to start Christmas vacation early. Details when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. State auditors claim the Mississippi Department of Education did not maintain an Office of Dropout Prevention. In 2006, the state legislature voted to create the office. State Auditor Shad White's office claims ODP has not had a director, which is required by law since 2009. The agency created a statewide dropout prevention plan, but auditors claim employees listed as being responsible for the prevention were not aware of the plan. MDE also reportedly changed the way graduation rates are calculated by no longer counting repeaters or students who needed to repeat 12th grade. Auditors claim this skewed the state's graduation rate. Mississippi University for Women will bring students back to campus on August 17th. The W announced its modified fall schedule today. The semester will end November 24th prior to the Thanksgiving holiday. Under the new guidelines, the traditional fall break for students will be eliminated. Definite plans have not been announced for future large gatherings, which includes fall graduation. And if you were out for a walk or going to the lake, it was a beautiful day today.
Yeah, today pretty good. A few isolated showers. I think we'll just add another degree or two on the old thermometer tomorrow, Joey. And if you are going out to the lake tomorrow, plan on upper 80s to around 90. A mix of sun and clouds, just a slight chance for a shower again. I'm back with your weekend forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Summer just around the corner, officially beginning Saturday afternoon. We've swapped it up from the strawberry milkshake to the chocolate milkshake. You'll need something to keep yourself cool this weekend. Highs getting back in the low 90s, humidity coming on back too, especially by Sunday and early next week. Now, you may be going camping, grab that bug spray, some warm weather gear, shorts needed. Temperatures this weekend in the 90s, overnight lows around 70, just a chance for a spotty shower or thunder shower there on Sunday. But this is a summer sky in Columbus. You can see that with our time lapse this afternoon. Building clouds, they'll pop up and then go away. We've had a few isolated downpours out there. And look at that right there, a live view from Louisville, Mississippi. There's a nice rainbow. Maybe somewhere down there's a pot of gold. 83 degrees right now, current temperature with light wind. So we have a few downpours. We were just looking at that little cluster right there. One rogue shower southwest of Ackerman and another one there just to the south of downtown Macon. Back to the north and the east we go into parts of West Alabama. There's a few other blips out here as well. So just some spotty activity today. These bubbled on up during the heating of the day, and what we have will be going away as we go throughout the evening hours. The big picture shows moisture will be continuing to come on in by the weekend into next week, and that will interact with a weak front that will try to get down here to the deep south. So a better chance for showers and storms as we get past the weekend into next week. Some of you may be going down to the Gulf Coast this weekend. Biloxi, Saturday 88 degrees, Sunday 88 degrees. It's looking pretty good with light southerly breezes. Now for us tonight, those clouds go away, the showers go away. Mid-60s for lows around here, so pretty cool, maybe a little bit warmer than the last couple of nights around here. For your Friday, we start out with a lot of sunshine, 67, 68 at 7 o'clock. By noon, mid-80s. In the afternoon, around 90 degrees, we will toss in that 10% chance for one of those rogue showers or thunder showers tomorrow. So it will be a warm day, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. As we get into our Saturday, low to mid-90s return, look at that. The color is getting darker and darker, so it will be a warm start to the weekend. Same story on Sunday, too. Low to mid-90s expected around here. Those clouds go away this evening, and we'll likely see a few more develop around the region tomorrow. We mentioned that front. It's going to be hanging back here across the high plains for most of the weekend. It's going to have a very difficult time getting down here as you get into early next week, but moisture will come on in from the Gulf of Mexico, and there will be a little bit of upper-level energy to at least initiate some scattered showers and storms, more likely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday versus what we have for tomorrow and this weekend. So we can't rule out something here over the next 3 days. Probably if we're going to see anything over the next 3 days, Sunday afternoon, but again, limited moisture. Sunday's Father's Day too, by the way, so don't forget about that. Warm weather here is coming on in as summer begins, and there you have better rain chances next week. Joey.
All right, thanks, Keith. A historic football game is coming for the state of Mississippi. The details on the SEC versus the SWAC matchup coming up in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
For the first time in the history of Ole Miss football, a HBCU football program will take on the Rebels inside Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Ole Miss and Alcorn State scheduling a meeting in Oxford for September 9th, 2028. Alcorn State will also be the first SWAC opponent to face Rebels football. Both athletic directors are excited to be a part of history.
For us in our state, we want to make sure that we're going to have those matchups. I think having the HBCU matchup is something that's long overdue, and that's something Derek and I had talked about. Obviously, Derek has his tie to Ole Miss, a great Rebel, played basketball here, and a dear friend. So just something we felt like made a lot of sense, and we were thankful we found that date in 2028 to make it happen.
It's so important for us as institutions within the state to compete against each other, and I'm so happy I had a chance to develop this relationship and this opportunity with my dear friend Keith Carter. Keith Carter is a longtime member of the Ole Miss family, being a student athlete when I worked there as an administrator, and having an opportunity to work with him to pull this together was so important. In the past years, I've had conversations with different administrators, but Keith was the cog in the key for this important game.
In more college football scheduling news, the Alabama Crimson Tide and Ohio State Buckeyes have agreed to a home-and-home series for 2027 and 2028. 2027 will be in Columbus, Ohio, and 2028 in Tuscaloosa. The two have met 4 previous times, with the last being Ohio State's 42-35 win in the 2015 Sugar Bowl. Current Tennessee Titan and former Mississippi State Bulldog and Noxubee County Tiger Jeffrey Simmons is giving back to his hometown. The NFL first-round pick is hosting a football camp at Noxubee County High School on Friday, July 10th and Saturday, July 11th. Those interested can register at jeffreysimmons.com. Some area hirings around North Mississippi. Caledonia hiring Tony Seals as its newest boys head basketball coach. Seals spending time at New Hope and South Lamar. West Lowndes hires Michael Huffman to lead its boys basketball program. Huffman was McAdams' girls head coach. And Tupelo hires Haley Parker as its newest head softball coach. Parker, an assistant for 2 years, and also played at Nettleton. That's it for sports. A last look at your forecast next.
Few isolated showers across our region here on our Thursday night. Those will fade away. Most of us not seeing any rain right now. For tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, warming back up, low to mid-90s for this weekend. Joey, better chances for rain as we get into early next week.
Well, we'll certainly need it. 94 and 70.
Summer's here.
It will be a nice welcome to summer
yes.
weekend. All right, have a good one, everybody. I forgot what I was going to